Welcome to English 0123. I'm your instructor, Emily Peters, and I'm going to give you a tour of our course today. This semester, we are doing something a little bit different. In the past, I've taught on a week-to-week basis where I've had 2 to 3 deadlines each week. But this semester, I'm going to be teaching based on your own progression. So I have the material in 3 big chunks, reading, writing, and grammar, and each assignment page and teaching page will open based on your progress through the class. So I want to give you a little tour of that so that you can understand what that looks like, and we can get into the class and see the things that are important for you to know. So I'm going to share my screen with you and go back to the home page, which is where you should be right now to access this video. And you will see my course information, contact information. This is an important link to have because you'll click this link for my office hours. And then, of course, the tour video. So I do want to just have a quick aside and make sure that you're aware that this is an 8-week class. This course is also offered in a 16-week class. So if you thought that you signed up for the full semester and now you're in the condensed semester, you need to make sure that you still want to stay in this class because we'll basically be covering 2 weeks worth of material in 1 week. You need to make sure that you have time in your schedule right now and with other obligations to accommodate that. But that being said, you will be finished with this course by March, or as I said before, it's a little bit self-paced. So if you get ahead on your deadlines, then you could certainly finish the class in 6 weeks, or if you were very ambitious, in possibly 4. So your progress is really up to you, and I have set up the course to facilitate that. Underneath the home page, you'll see the announcements page, and that's where I'll be posting important course information. You need to go through settings to set up notifications for announcements. You can have it send or bump announcements to your email or possibly to a smartphone or text you, or there are several different options, but please set up your notification so that it does inform you in some way that I've posted an announcement. The next page that you'll see here is your syllabus, which it looks like I already have it open. Here's your syllabus page. There's a lot of standard information from the English department about course descriptions, prerequisites, objectives. One thing I would like to point out is be sure that you're professional when you communicate with me or with your classmates. Much of this class is going to be visual in text, not text like on the phone text, but in words, not audio or video. So just please be sure that you're professional in your communication with everyone in the course. You've got your textbook here that you have instant access to this semester. So you no longer have to purchase this book, but you can find it right here by clicking on bookshelf. Here's information about the exams and how much they are weighted in the course. You have 5 test writings and a final exam, and together the test writings and the final exam are 90% of the class. So as you can see, your very first test writing is going to be 10%. Your proctored test writing is 20%. 10 and 20 makes 30, and you have to have 70 to pass. So if you don't do well on any of these items, you will need to do very well to pull that up. So I don't want you to think that any of these are a test to not be taken seriously because it's not the midterm or it's not the final exam. The way the course is set up, each of these exams count for at least 10%, if not up to 20. You have major and minor errors here. I'm trying to get down to the calendar. Underneath the syllabus, you'll see calendar, and it's similar to the pacing guide that you'll see in just a minute. I've posted, but it just tells you what the date is and then what assignments are due that day. And you don't have this many assignments due, so take a breath. But it gives you an idea of what's due each class meeting, if you will, if you check in multiple times a week. we're going to go on to the modules page, and this is our classroom, essentially, the modules page. The first thing you'll see is an introduction module, and this is pushed down from the e-learning department. So every online class will have these pages right here. I have an extra page about instant access that explains how to get to your textbook. The orientation survey is from Distance Learning. The course introduction survey is from me. And that just provides me a little bit of information about if you've taken online classes before, how long has it been since your last English class? Is English your first language? Or should we look into some resources to help you with English as a second language skills? And then I have 2 items here for you to download. The pacing guide that I'm going to show you in just a minute, and then a course pack that has just a little bit of information about different tools that we'll use and policies and procedures. So in this first module, you have to get through this to open any of the course material, but it's really just standard first day of class handouts and that sort of thing. I would like to draw your attention over here to the right side, and you'll see that some of these pages have an open circle, and then this one has a check mark. So as I mentioned before, the course works based on your progress, and you can see these are items that still need some attention. It says must view the page. But once you've clicked on it, it will change from your action, view, to what has been done, viewed, and then you have a check mark. Once you have a check mark for each item, this red open circle will turn into a check mark, and it will open the other modules in the class. You will see reading, writing, and grammar. Those are our big 3 right there. And then you have grammar review pages, course resources, and DGP. So I'll go through these first and save our actual class for the end. Grammar review pages are just links to additional resource pages to give some tutorial on these skills. So if you find yourself with confusion about then or than, or a or an, or do I need a semicolon, do I need a comma, these are just resource pages for you to go to for quick reference on these skills. There are no assignments here, nothing is graded here. This is all just for you to go to in your own time. The course resources, same kind of thing. Here's my contact information. You've got a grammar packet, and then the rest of these are tutorial videos about how to use the tools in our class. You have to use these tools to submit work. So if you're having trouble submitting something to turn it in or getting to your NetTutor feedback, here's just a quick video that speaks directly to that issue, and that is in your course resources module. The last module is daily grammar practice. And I kind of went back and forth this semester about pulling this out separately, and ultimately I decided to do that to give us more time for writing and revision. If you are in this class, and I'll speak to this in just a minute in the grammar module as well, but if you're in this class, it tells me that you have either placed into this class with an ACT or Compass score, or you've already passed beginning reading and writing, which tells me that you should be proficient with certain grammar concepts, such as parts of speech, parts of a sentence, phrases, clauses, and revising some simple major error issues like run-on sentences or fragments, that sort of thing. So in the past, I started with these are parts of speech, and we went from there all the way to compound complex sentences and other more complicated grammar constructions. But this semester, I have pulled all of this introductory material into a module by itself, and I'm not assigning any of it. I'm not grading any of it. It is just for your use. Each of these content pages has a video tutorial of me going through different concepts, explaining how to take apart sentences and that sort of thing. But I'm just letting you be the judge of that. If you think you have weakness in this area and you need to go back over some of the basics, you can go through the daily grammar exercises and message me if you have questions about it. But if you think you're really pretty solid with that and you can move forward with where we are in this class, then you don't have to worry about that. Like I mentioned before, I'm back here. I am in the grammar module. The very first thing I wanted to open and show you because it speaks to a bit of what I was just talking about. This is a student responsibility agreement. And so, like I said, you've either tested into this course or you've passed beginning English, and you should have mastery of these skills. So this agreement is saying that you're responsible for showing mastery of these skills in my class with limited instruction and review. I am going to review a little bit, but it's going to be pretty quick so that we can get on into writing and moving from simple paragraphs to expanded paragraphs and essays. However, this last point is very important. You can contact me anytime. You can go through NetTutor, which is right here, and they have a live tutor 24/7. If you have a question at 1 o'clock in the morning, how about you start with NetTutor instead of emailing me, okay? But you've got the NetTutor tutorial. You have plenty of resources that I just showed you in the course that you can go over on your own time, or you can contact me and we can talk about it. So I would like for you to type or copy and paste this agreement in right down here. So, and just click reply and put the agreement there. And then I'd like you to sign it with your initials and post your reply to let me know that you understand that we're not starting with this is a noun, this is a verb. We're going to move past that and move on into writing so that we have time to cover everything we need to cover to prepare you for Comp 1. Going back to the modules page, you can see that in the grammar section, you have a content page and an activity, and then a content page and an activity. This is going to be the teaching material that you need to complete this assignment. And it just continues that way through the whole chunk here of grammar. As you complete activities, the next thing will open. So if you complete this inquisitive activity, which as of tonight, the night before class, is not working, but we are emailing with our publisher and they have assured me that it will be working very shortly. So, if you jump into the grammar part tomorrow, when the first day of class, and these links don't work, then just move over to the writing or reading and come back to this, I guess. But if you move through this and you take this on January 20th, you certainly can hop right on down here and do your teaching page, do your activity, do your teaching page, do your activity, and you finish this whole chunk before the deadline, and you can spend your time somewhere else. So just remember, these deadlines are just a suggestion to keep you on track for the 8-week plan. If you want to finish the class faster than that, you certainly can move ahead once you've completed an assignment. That's what the grammar section looks like. I'll go to the reading section next because it's fairly straightforward. You have a pacing guide just for the reading, and it includes big ideas and questions and things to think about as you read. And then you'll see a content page and an activity. And with each content page, you have a free write, which is just a 10-minute writing assignment. You can write about the prompt that I've given you. You can write about everything great that happened in your day. You can write about your children. You can write about anything that comes to your mind for 10 minutes. But I want you to get in the practice of sitting down and starting a thought and writing as your mind wanders without being worried about grammar and punctuation and all the things that paralyze us as we're trying to think. So I'm looking forward to reading what you write here. This is always one of my favorite assignments because you have so much freedom to write about what matters to you. So this is the reading section. We're reading a book called The Last Lecture. It's fairly short. I finished it in a long afternoon. So you can use the schedule that I've given you and read it over 8 weeks, or you can hit it one weekend and knock out the whole book in a couple days, or however you want to treat this. You know your life and your responsibilities, and you can plan accordingly. The writing part of the modules page is where the bulk of the instruction in this class is going to happen. You are already writing well enough coming out of beginning English or testing into the course that you can construct paragraphs. My job is to get you from writing 1 paragraph to writing 5+ paragraph writings. And that's not daunting. We're going to do it. But I want to spend more time this semester to support moving from the thought process for a paragraph to the thought process for an essay. The writing page itself looks a little scary. I built it and it looks a little scary to me because it's all in one place. But I used these text headers to kind of divide things up. We've got a section for reviewing outlines and paragraphs, and then you have 3 teaching pages and 1 or 2 assignments for each teaching page. And then here we are preparing for test writing 1. Here's your teaching page. Here's a couple of assignments, teaching page, assignment, completing test writing 1. Here's test writing 1. So it is broken up into manageable pieces. I mentioned before that I have a pacing guide and it's color coded. So you can see here that your writing, the section in your module for writing is in green. You've got this burnt orange color for your grammar, and you have blue for reading. So even though things are in 3 different places in the course, you can print out this pacing guide and let this be your guide to know what's due when. So by Friday this week, you need to have gotten through the writing section, 2 discussion boards and an outline, and the grammar section, assuming the links work, this sentence fragment activity. By Friday, you have 4 assignments that need to be done, 2 of which are discussion boards, so you know that's not going to take you too long. So this week, you could look at this pacing guide and say, oh, wow, I'm pretty sure I can get these things done by maybe Wednesday night, maybe Thursday afternoon, and then I'm just going to hop right on down and start working on these things that are due Sunday. And if I finish here on Thursday, maybe I can finish this on Friday night, Saturday morning. It's only a bit of reading, 2 discussion boards, and I do need to write a paragraph draft, so that might take me a little bit longer. But I'm finished with this maybe even before the weekend if you want to set up your schedule so that you're not working over the weekend. And then your next assignment deadline is Wednesday the next week. So this will just help you kind of see what's due when. Is it reading? Is it writing? Is it grammar? Know where to reference it in the course. And just check off what you've done as you go down the page. So when this does not look terribly linear because everything is in a different location, this should help you prioritize what needs to be done and in what order, and work through things in that way. So I have this as a resource. Everything you need is in the course under modules. And if you have any questions at all, please message me, email me. Students in the past have liked to text me to my Google Voice number, and I can usually respond pretty quickly to a text, faster than calling you back. But if you do want to talk over the phone, you can call and leave me a voicemail. I will be available for office hours on Thursday, and we'll have a chat option for office hours as well as doing a video chat like that would look just like this. So the possibilities for getting in touch with me are abundant, and I'm looking forward to talking to you through text, chat, messaging, and as well as hopefully on the phone at least one time this semester so I can get to know you, and reading your writing. So please don't let this structure make you feel completely lost. If you start to feel that way, message me and we will get through it together. Like I said, I'm taking a breath to give you a lot of freedom in your submitting your work, and I'm going to trust that you are going to do that. But know that, just as I said, you will work through things based on your own pace, and you can get ahead. That also means that if you fall behind, you cannot progress until you've made up those assignments. So this is especially true with the test writings. If you have fallen behind on a test writing, you cannot move into the next week's work, which could cost you an absence. So please, please, please just keep an eye on that and know that I'm checking for significant effort and growth moving forward each week to determine your absence. And as long as you stay at least on track of the pacing guide that I've given you, if not ahead of those deadlines, then you'll be just fine, and we'll get to the end of the 8 weeks together. So as I said, get in touch with me if you need to, and I look forward to getting to know you.